Alcohols show up constantly in the chemical and physical foundation section of the MCAT because they combine two big ideas: carbon-based structure and functional group-driven reactivity. Even though the hydroxyl group looks simple, it completely transforms how a molecule behaves, from boiling point to solubility to acid-base chemistry, to how it reacts in substitution and oxidation questions. Today we're breaking down the core description and properties of alcohols so when you see them in a passage, you instantly understand how they'll behave. No memorizing random facts, just clear, predictable patterns the MCAT loves to test. Alcohols as organic compounds. Alcohols are carbon-based molecules with a hydroxyl group attached to a saturated carbon. The carbon backbone determines size and stability. The hydroxyl group determines polarity and reactivity. MCAT link: carbon plus functional group equals the foundation of 90% of organic chemistry questions. Structural representation: seeing the alcohol clearly. Alcohols appear in different structural formulas: condensed, ethanol, line angle, the hydroxyl drawn off the carbon bond line, simplified carbon skeleton with the hydroxyl shown explicitly. Recognizing the structure fast is important. Many MCAT traps hide the hydroxyl within condensed formulas. Functional group identity: the hydroxyl group. The hydroxyl group is the defining feature. It makes the molecule polar, capable of hydrogen bonding, and strongly interactive with acids and bases. This is why alcohols behave differently from alkanes, even with the same carbon chain length. Isomerism: same formula, different behavior. Alcohols often form structural isomers, primary, secondary, or tertiary versions. They can also form stereoisomers when the hydroxyl carbon is chiral. The MCAT loves asking why different isomers show different boiling points, solubility, or reactivity. Physical properties: hydrogen bonding is the star. Alcohols have higher boiling points than alkanes because hydroxyl group hydrogen bond. Small chain alcohols are very soluble in water. Solubility decreases as the nonpolar carbon chain grows. Density and melting point follow patterns based on chain length and intermolecular forces. Chemical properties: how alcohols react. The hydroxyl group makes alcohols highly reactive. They undergo oxidation, a primary MCAT favorite, substitution, SN1 versus SN2 depending on structure, elimination, dehydration to form alkenes. The functional group dictates the reaction, not the carbon chain. Acidity and basicity: alcohols are amphiprotic. Alcohols can donate a proton, weak acids, or accept a proton, weak bases. Their acidity is influenced by resonance, inductive effects, and steric hindrance. MCAT tip: phenols are far more acidic than regular alcohols. This is a common test point. Hybridization and bonding around the alcohol carbon. The carbon bonded to the hydroxyl group is usually sp³ hybridized, giving a tetrahedral geometry. Hybridization helps predict stability, substitution mechanisms, and oxidation behavior. Understanding the geometry saves time in mechanism-based questions. Naming alcohols: MCAT essential. IUPAC naming replaces the E ending with OL. Ethanol, propanol, butanol. Numbering starts at the carbon closest to the hydroxyl group because it has priority. Common names show up sometimes, like isopropyl alcohol, so recognizing both helps. Spectroscopy: spotting an alcohol in a split second. Alcohols stand out in IR and NMR. IR, broad OH, stretch around 3,200 to 3,600 centimeters to the -1 power. 1H. NMR, alcohol protons appear as a broad singlet. Mass spec, loss of water is a classic fragmentation pattern. These signals help you verify functional groups rapidly in passage questions. Alcohols show up everywhere in MCAT organic chemistry because their properties are predictable, high yield, and directly tied to the behavior of the hydroxyl group. If you understand how structure affects boiling point, solubility, acidity, and reactivity, you'll answer alcohol questions in seconds instead of guessing. With that said, here are just a few of our student success stories. Students who improved their scores and even got into medical school. If you're preparing for the MCAT, click the link below to get started with your own preparation. We specialize in helping students reach a 515+ score guarantee, and we'd love to help you too. And don't forget, subscribe to our channel for more MCAT breakdowns like this, and follow us on Instagram for extra tips and resources.